home folks and kin folks, 'cause nearly everybody in Washington's kin to me. And my old man must have got around. I'm telling you, I'm glad to be at home. And I had my first real meal in months. My niece cooked me some hog maw and some crackling cornbread and a few greens on the side. Thank you, Lord, I'm talking to people that know what I'm talking about. You know, my uncle I went down to see him. I always try to see my folk. Got a farm down in Maryland, chicken farm, you know. He ain't been doing so good. No, had to mix a little sawdust in with the bran that he fed the chickens, you know, to drive them, you know. I went down to see him. He was so glad. And the day I was down there, a man come by, that lucky man come by. Uncle said I was lucky to him. Man come by and ordered 100 hens. And Uncle didn't have but 99. He said, I ain't gonna miss this order. He said, I love this parrot, but this is one time he's going. He told him in there with the 99 hens and mix him all up, you know, so the man wouldn't notice it. Load them on the back of the truck, and the man paid him. The man got on the road about 5 miles. He looked back, and all the hens was walking. Walking. Old parrot standing on the back of the truck. He said, well, you know, as soon as you make up your mind, you girls can ride. A junkie was walking down 7th Street with a live monkey on his back. I happened to pass by him. He said, lady, will you please get this cat out from under me? This cat was coming back from down to Texas. Had been down to San Antonio to see his mother-in-law. I'd never seen his mother-in-law before. He went down there with his wife in his brand new Cadillac on the way back to New York. So he stopped at a little filling station in Texas, in one of them little towns. He said, fill it up, fella. So wait a minute, what are you talking about, boy? I said, fill it up, fella. He said, you know where you are. Do you know? You are in Texas, boy. And to prove it to you and to give you a little demonstration, he took a silver dollar out, flipped it up in the air, out with his pistol, put a hole right through the middle of it before he hit the ground. Colored fella looked around and said to his wife, honey, hand me one of them apples out that bag. He took the apple, threw it up into the air, out with his switchblade, peeled it, cored it, cut it up into 100 pieces and tossed it in his hand. The white fella said, how much gas you want, mister? Better check your oil, too, first. I never would get old Red Fox told us on the mob. Say, folks, you colored folks, my friends, don't get mad when you pass through a suburban town and see those beautiful split-level houses with the little black Iron Man standing out in the front yard. Don't get mad. Get you some money. Build you a split-level house and put a little white boy out there. Woman had 10 girls on her husband. At last she gave birth to a boy. He says, oh my goodness, I'm so glad. Oh, he was so happy. He bought everybody drink, went on the job, giving everybody cigars. I got me a boy. Got me a boy, lad. 10 girls, now I got me a boy. You know, it's always some drag around. This drag says, hey man, come here. He said, you sure that's your boy? You around here spending your money buying cigars and stuff. You better go home and ask your wife again. He said, man, I guess you're right. He went home and said, hey, Becky, come here. I said, Becky, I want two. Becky, I don't want no food. Becky, I whip your head in the ropes like okra. I'm telling you, Becky. Say, is that my boy? Don't lie to me, Becky. Is that my boy? She said, yeah, Daddy, that's your boy. I swear that's your boy. Anything you want me to, Daddy, that is your boy. So I don't know about the 10 girls. Got me a plane, went to Washington. Walked up on the White House lawn, just I started up to go in the door. I happened to spy him coming across from the House of Representatives. I said, hey, Lyndon. Lyndon, son. Lyndon, come here, boy. I said, get something colored up in the air quick. Quick, son. Hurry up and do it. I'm telling you now, for Martin Luther King digs it, and he'd be marching on your buns. I couldn't get it. He said, Mom, I'm so glad you told me. I don't know what to do. What would I do without you? I hadn't thought about that. He said, where can I get the biggest crowd of men together in a hurry? I said, 125th Street and 7th Avenue. You can get anything you want on 125th Street and 7th Avenue. He put all in the newspaper, all on radio and television. Next Thursday, on 125th Street and 7th Avenue, they're going to choose the first colored astronaut. Honey, it was 3,000 men gathered out there. 3,000. The man walked out on the platform. He says, I never saw such bravery in all my life. Look at these 3,000 brave men, fearless men, ready to go up for their country. Says, I don't know which one to choose. But to be fair, I'm going to throw this feather out. And whoever it lights on will be the first colored man to go up in an astronaut. He throwed the feather out. You should have seen them 3,000 cats. A cat was driving for an old lady. one of the Harlem boys, chauffeur, driving for this old rich lady. And she get drunk all the time. She'd get drunk. So she said to him, "Take me home, Willie. I'm drunk." So he took her home, got to the door. She says, "Pull off my coat." So Willie pulled off her coat. "Pull off my dress, Willie." Willie pulled off her dress. Say, "Pull off my girdle, Willie." Willie pulled off her girdle. She says, "And never let me catch you with them on again." You understand? Man come home, found another man in bed with his wife. He reached back in his back pocket. His wife jumped up and said, "Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Before you start cutting and shooting. Do you see that man laying there? Do you see that suit you got on? See, that man bought that. See, you see this house that we live in? See, that man pays this rent. You see that car there in the driveway that you ride other women around in? See, that man bought that car. He said, "Well, baby, you better pull the cover up on him. You might catch cold." Woman had 9 children. Brought old man in court for non-support. Her and all 9 of the children sitting up there. He was sitting up there with his legs crossed, with a piece of cigar butt in his mouth, grinning, looking all simple. The judge said, "Lady, tell in your own way, just in your own way, your story." She said, "Judge, Your Honor, I was hard, huh? When that woman got through talking, baby, everybody in that courthouse cried. Judge was crying. Judge said, "Lady, you know what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna see that you get $80 each and every week." He jumped up and said, "Well, that's mighty nice of you, Judge. I'll try to give her a couple of dollars myself." Frankly, you just can't have no private business of your own. I don't know how. I don't guess I've been to the bank about 6 months. And so I was going on a little vacation, going down North Carolina saving folk. So I went down to the bank to get a little money. So a president's friend of mine, he took me around, introduced me to the boy on the desk. Said, "This is Mom." Said, "She wants some traveler's checks. Wait on her. Give her what she wants." So he said, "How much do you want?" I said, "Oh, about $400 in traveler's checks." He said, "What denomination, Mom?" I said, "Baptist." Two fellas walking down the street. One of them stuttered. He said, "Hey, hey, man, look at that girl with them pretty legs." He said, "Where?" He said, "Oh, she gone now." Walked down a little further, he said, "Oh, man, look at you. There's nothing so good. Woman with pretty legs. He said, "Where?" So oh, she gone too. He said, wait, he walked down about a block, he said, oh, he said, oh, I seen it. He said, well, if you seen it, what'd you step in it for? Some men went out all over the world looking for the oldest man in the world. The oldest man living, they wanted to find him. They went all overseas, all over in Asia, everywhere, and come back in Mexico, and they happened to look way up on one of them high cliffs, and they saw a little shriveled up man. They say he was all bent over. Say, this must be the oldest man in the world. They went up there with their cameras, and their mic and everything, and they said, oh, how do you live this long? I know you got to be the oldest man in the world. What do you do? He said, I drink 7 bottles of tequila every 2 days, and I got 9 women. Say, you? Say, how old are you? He said, I'm 39. But man, you talk about a cat. Down at the Greyhound bus station, this cat waiting for a bus to go to New York. He walk around the station. You seen one of them little machines, like you put a dime in or a nickel in and get your fortune told, and also get your weight. So he went and stepped up on the scale, put his dime in, little card come out. Say, you are a Negro. Your weight is 185 pounds. You're on your way to New York. Your bus leaves in 20 minutes. He said, can you beat that? I know somebody looking in my pocket, knowing that much about my business. And he happened to look over and he saw an Indian standing in front of whatever cigar stand, The Indian had all his headpiece and everything. He said, hey, Indian, say, come here a minute. I'm going to see about this. Indian came over, he said, here, I want to put a dime in there. Let me see how much you weigh. Get up on them scales there. So the Indian got up on the scales. He put the dime in. Card came out. Says, you're an Indian. You're from the Cherokee tribe. Your weight is 146 pounds. You'll soon be going back to the reservation. Indian looked at him and said, He said, well, I'll be doggone. They tell me they got some, say, Indian, lend me that thing you got on your head a minute in that blanket. This cat took the headpiece and put on his head, pulled it way down, wrapped his blanket around him, way up around his ears, like this. Tipped up on the scale, dropped his dime in, card came out, said, you're still a Negro. Your weight is 165 pounds. You was on your that damn Indian and missed your bus. This boy walking down the street crying. Old man walked up to him, said, little boy, why you cry? Little boy said, 'cause I can't do what the big boys do. Old man cried too. Now here it is. Mom just got back from down there. Behind the scorch curtain. It's Selma. All I down there heard him give a boy a letter to tell. But them tests have to go through before they can vote. And this boy happened to be a college graduate, see? So he went up to the desk, fell up the man and says, let me hear you say the Constitution backwards. Now he's giving a literature test, he's talking about the Constitution backwards. He said the Constitution backwards. So let me hear you say the Old and New Testament, forward and backwards. He said it forward and backwards. He give him a Chinese newspaper and say, let me hear you read that paper. Fellow looked at it. He said, what did it say? What did it say? He said, make no difference what I do, you ain't gonna let me vote no how. Colored fella down home, died, went up to the gate. St. Peter looked at him and said, what do you want? Young man, you know me. Said, Jack, you know me. I'm old Sam Joe. Old Sam Joe, man, you know me. You be with the NAACP and, you know, Cole and all that stuff, man. March with him. You remember me? Oh, man, you know me. Get your book there, I'm there, you know me. He looked in the book, Sam Jones. He said, ain't no, you ain't no Sam Jones. He said, oh man, yes I am, look there. You know me. I'm the captain, married that white girl on the Capitol step in Jackson, Mississippi. He said, how long ago has that been? He said, about 5 minutes ago. I got up there and walking down 126th Street on my way to work. Met a fella. He said, Mom, I hate this. I really hate this, but Mom, give me some money. Yeah, I ain't got no home. I ain't got no family, no children, no wife. My mother and father dead. Say, Mom, give me some money. I ain't got nowhere to eat. I ain't got nowhere to sleep. Say, I ain't got nothing, Mom, but this gun. some of my hometown people been talking about me. They even said that I'd pay. I'm not president. I'm not. But I don't like no old man. I don't give a damn what color he is. Man, an old man, and I was nothing but a child, and he was dead as a doornail. Don't be like my old man was. I told him one day, I said, you're sick, why don't you take out some insurance? He said, I ain't gonna take out a damn bit. Said, when I die, I want it to be a sad day for everybody. His suspenders was bigger than he was. That's the truth. And weak, he was so weak. One day he went to pop his finger and broke his wrist. One day he bit down on a pancake and got lockjaw. I said to him one day, I said, we invited up in the country for the weekend. I said, you know anything about the country? He said, sure. I know all about the country. In fact, I used to live in the country when I was a boy. I said, when you was a boy, everybody lived in the country. Drinking. Ain't that something? I told myself, don't you know every time you go into a bar, the devil go in there with you? He said, if he does, he buys his own drink. Oh, I'm so glad he did, I don't know what to do. One day I said to him, I said, I'm gonna give you a little demonstration. I went out the door and I got a worm, and I put it in a glass of water. The little worm swam all around the glass of water. I took that same worm and put over in the glass of whiskey. The little worm was in that glass of whiskey about 2 minutes and keeled over dead. I said, what does that prove? What does that prove? He said, prove? If you drink whiskey, you won't have worms. My old man said to me one night, we was out in the movie, he took me to the movie. We went to the movie, we both sat in the same seat, he wasn't no bigger than that. He's so old and dried up, he could have sat on a straw. And of all things was the love picture, a moving picture, one of them love scenes. He come scratching my hand. I say, you kidding? He said, that's all right when I die. I'm coming back to scratch your eyes out. I buried him with his face down. The more he scratched, the further away he'll get. Ow! My opera. I'm an operatic who is still operating. Luther, the opera. Yeah. Now that the job is done, Congress in Washington say that we're going to have a new day. No more sweat and strain. All chances are the same. I thank God I live to see this new day. Why, from Maine to California, let me warn you, you got your rights, use them. Don't feel left out. Lift up your head and shout, here's the last of a new day. Legal bucho, easy booty, wow, wow. Since Congress passed the practice rule, you can be a hustler, a scholar, or a fool. It's up to you. Hitch up your wagon to any old star, 'cause brother, you're to blame now for whatever you are. It's up to you. For instance, you can have money or spend it, go right on trying to jive or end it. Ain't nobody to blame for what you do but you. But why be an Indian when you can be a chief? Just get up off and get off relief, that's all. It's all up to you. I'm preaching the sermon today, and this is what I've got to say. All the states are doing fine below the Mason-Dixon line, but Alabama and Mississippi, even down to Alabama, they gonna be acting like a lamb, but Mississippi, still flipping. Why don't they join the Union and forget the Civil War? What are they waiting for? So listen, Mississippian, if you don't want to come up missing, while you're in your right mind, leave that Delta behind. But should you come up to New York to be free, here's some of the hurting things you're liable to see. There they go, throwing cans and bricks, breaking out the windows, stealing just for kicks. A bunch of stupid people acting like a jerk and too damn lazy to go to work. While here we are, just fighting for the cause. There they go, breaking all the laws. A bunch of wild children just acting like a fool and too damn dumb to stay in school. Now, please don't get offended at what Mom say. I love you and just don't want to see you acting that way. Not while we are climbing freedom's ladder. Children, we are climbing freedom's ladder. We are climbing freedom's ladder. We're soldiers for a good cause. Everybody now, don't you want to